I said, what if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love?
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izuku and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
will
Is
let
this
us
for the
know if
Right.
we're not.
Technical difficulties, right?
Maybe it's because it's sharp. Wait, no, that's not sharp.
That's what it was when I took that out.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
There we go. We're back on. Thank you. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Evie. Just saying how much
We're
we
not
have.
sure how we fixed it, but
Yeah, it's
just randomly, technology.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Dakota hit it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
there's the technology angels just
Just said help them.
there you go.
No, we were saying though that if how important it was going through the process of Miss Left Out, getting healing and going through the process and the pain that has been happening, and then reaching out to your tribe to help deal with all of that. How important it is that we build our tribes, and we do that now. We do that by going to church with our tribes, by telling them that we're on live, and inviting them to watch our live streams. That we continue to build this community. That's what we're all here for. And I love that you were able to reach out to me. I know it wasn't just me. I know you reached out to a lot.
Actually, yeah.
Everybody in this room.
Yeah, I was like, hi guys.
But the relief of
Yeah.
that, to know like I'm not just sitting here by myself doing that.
Yeah.
I've got all these people who are holding me in that prayer right now. I mean,
Exactly.
that's so important. So
And I think one of the most amazing aspects with this particular one is the timing of it being around my birthday. So when we've gotten the mail now twice, my mail is filled with cards of support and recovery and birthday cards. I mean, it just, from different aspects. Like Anton has a congregate care
right,
type of program there, and I had tons of cards from our Anton ministers. And then I'm in the Garden of Good with Amy Steinberg, and they send garden grams. And then family and friends have sent, regular birthday card and recovery card. So it's been I have felt very loved, very a part of. I have not felt left out. The knee might have felt that way, but I have not.
Right. So anyway, I just wanted to say that how important it is what we're building here. We want everyone to be a part of it, but it doesn't happen if you don't share it, if people don't know that we're here. And I want to do more great things. We've got Jennifer Sheets in the house who was with us at the concert, one of our performers. And we're plotting and planning to have a big retreat based on that experience to build it in February, to have a retreat style version of that with a culminating concert at the end.
Well, and speaking of tribes, the fact that when y'all were singing, I was watching you from the hospital.
Right. Exactly.
Make sure I got to see the concert.
Right. I mean, there's so much that we can do together, and so the more that we come together in person, we love it. A lot of you aren't local, and we understand that. But to start to take that seriously, do it with intention, and think about it. Like, what are we trying to build? And if you want to be a part of it, then you need to intentionally show up and do that and invite.
Right. So in order to show up, you might want to know where we're at. We're located at. We are located at 7720 North 16th Street, Building A1. You'll know that because the girls are on the door. You put our Pride girls up. That's okay. You can leave it because that's our Pride Month girls. Yeah. But the girls are on the door, and that is in Phoenix. We are located between Glendale and Northern. And you're never late for the sofa. So
you're
come
never
on
late.
down.
And we
for the
encourage
sofa.
you to go to other services before ours. That's why we did it at second service time.
Yes.
Because we want you to feel like you don't have to give up something to be here with us.
Exactly.
We're not trying to have anybody be any type of religion. So whatever religion you are, we're still sharing truth here and ways that you can create a life, more of a life that you love, which is our goal. Our goal is to inspire you to create a life you love. We are religious scientists. That's our faith system, but you don't have to be that to be here.
All right.
So
Well, I think I prayed us in
know.
last time. I think you pray us in
Let's
today.
do it. Oh, let's breathe in that wonderful chime. And then we release. Coming into this present moment, into this time together, knowing, recognizing one power, recognizing one energy, one life. Life, God, Spirit, first cause, the divine, whatever you call it. It is all there is. It is joy. It is love. It is peace. It is that connection we feel between us. It's that laughter we share. It's in every single breath, every moment, every cell. It is everything. And each one of us is the perfect, unique, gorgeous manifestation of that sparkly stuff we call God, we call spirit or divine presence. We are that essence moving in as and through each of us, expressing the love, the joy, the peace into the world and beyond. And so from that place of my knowing, from grounding in my truth, I speak my word for today, for our time together, knowing that the law can only say yes to my words. Knowing that as we are here present, as we release anything that has happened already this morning, releasing any worry, any concern, any thought, leaving it there, stepping in and grounding in this moment, releasing anything coming after our time together, knowing it will still be there. Just allowing ourselves to be here together, to be present, to receive what is ours to receive, to share in that laughter, to share in the ideas, to feel and build that connection. And as we do that, we create, we experience, we grow joy, love, peace. And so I let it go, knowing that it has already been done in the mind of God. It's already perfect, whole and complete. We just need to step into it. We just need to be present. And I'm grateful for all of it. And together we say,
and so it is. Ooh, yummy. Thank y'all.
All right. So we are embracing I embrace my power to create joyful experiences each day.
Each day.
Wow, it's a powerful little card we have here today, boys and girls. I embrace my power to create joyful experiences each day.
Well, I embraced my power to create joyful experience today.
You did?
I did.
How'd you do that?
Well, I came here. I celebrated my birthday.
Say it's your birthday.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
That's so funny. Actually, at our get together yesterday for our best year yet, we had our end of not end, but a summer get together, and somebody said happy birthday to me, and then we started saying it to each other like happy birthday. That's how we said goodbye. So it was pretty cool. We were like, everybody, happy birthday.
So that created joy.
It absolutely created joy. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Thank you for letting us know we were soundless.
Right. I was the stoplight. I was texting.
You're the best.
Okay. I appreciate that.
And if you were, it's all for the cause.
That's right. Yeah, that's what we'll tell the cops. It's for the cause.
It's for the cause.
But I was thinking about joy this morning because it's the monthly theme here, and the difference between when I am going through life, walking through life, driving through life, whatever I'm doing, and the difference between when I get aggravated and when I can be joyful. And here's an experience we just had. There was a woman walking down the street who looked like maybe she did not have a permanent address.
Okay.
And she was very joy-filled, carrying what looked to be like seedling plants that she maybe liberated from someplace.
Oh.
And
Okay.
was that a good way of saying it?
Yes.
Okay. So she had these plants, and she was with a group of other people that obviously were her neighborhood, and she is just. And I looked at her and I was like, wow, She is very joy-filled. Like, she, whatever. It really did make a difference to her that she had these 2 seedling type of plant things in her hands and was...
Right, and joy-filled in like 107 degrees,
Right.
right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
it was
I don't
totally
know how to
good.
do that.
Yeah.
That's above it.
Yeah.
And that's what Ann does. Ann just goes, it doesn't
It
bother
doesn't
me.
bother
It's
me.
120.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
You know, Michelle, I like what you said in your prayer. You said, grow joy. So how do you embrace joy and grow joy? And I don't know if you remember Dr. Ann Williamson
Yes.
from
Yes.
CLF.
Yes, of
Everybody
course.
remember her?
Yes.
So she has been on this joy road adventures, and she has a saying, and she let me use it. I asked her if I could
nice.
use it today. And her acronym for joy is just outshine yesterday.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that to me helps me grow
Just
joy.
outshine
Yes.
yesterday. Yeah, I gotta write that
Yeah,
down because,
That's all. Yeah.
So,
Just
there
all
you go.
yesterday.
And I want to say that sometimes every day that you may not feel like outshining joy, right? But like I do things to embrace joy, like music helps me embrace joy.
absolutely.
Right. That's a big one.
Jewelry,
Jewelry. Absolutely, Carol.
Shopping.
Shopping. Yeah. I go with jewelry. I remember like my whole, now they're $8, but paparazzi was $5 in 2020. And I fell into the 2020 depression when we first got locked down, and shopping was what got me. People were doing live online shopping things with the paparazzi jewelry. It's $5, at the time it was $5. So I would watch like for an hour in my bathtub and pick, I have millions of dollars of $5 jewelry. That's all I need to do. And Michelle texted me yesterday, what are you wearing tomorrow? And because she wanted to match my sash to me. And I said, I don't know yet because I want to wear these earrings. So let me go find one.
And I got her birthday earrings, but I said, you don't have to wear them.
Yeah.
You picked your whole outfit.
I put my whole outfit for these new
You
earrings.
still wear those earrings.
Oh, I will.
They're pretty, huh?
But yeah, joy in that because glitter, sparkle gives me joy.
I think my dog, Ozzy gives me so much joy.
yeah,
If I'm having a bad moment, all I gotta do is pick up that little
Oh, he is.
He's
Little
a-
chunker.
that is the name, little chunky monkey. He's a French bulldog, but what's cool about him, I love cats, and I haven't been able to have cats for a while because people certainly don't like cats. But anyway, not just my husband, but like sometimes it doesn't work out with the dog that we had had and that kind of thing. So Ozzy purrs though, so he's like a cat and
I
a
have a cat that barks. Isn't that awesome?
they probably get along. But you pick him up and he just starts to purr because he's just like, oh, you're good. Ooh, and he likes it. And we go sit down, I rub his belly, and he purrs, and I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking about that made me upset. It doesn't even matter. Nothing matters.
Yeah, when I walk through the door, my dog Benito, he is just so happy to see me. That brings me so much joy just to see him so happy. And I have to hold him and cuddle him before I put him
That
down.
is a drawback of cats.
I know.
We walk through the door, they run away. Oh, it's you.
Whatever. I have to pretend like I don't care. But
Yeah.
I was just standing at the door waiting, but now
Yeah,
they're there,
exactly.
I don't care.
Oh, that is so true.
That's what they do. They're like,
Right.
where are they? Then as soon as you're there, they're like,
Yeah, and especially if Dakota walks out, the cats will stand by the door to see what happened. Like, and I'm still in there. They're like waiting and watching. I'm like, just come back. It's all right. You know, it'll be okay. Yeah,
you're gonna be okay.
yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
And what's cool about animals in particular is that if you are, and I bet almost everybody who's ever had a pet has had a bad moment, and then that sweet animal is all you gotta do is hold them, and you know it feels like whatever you're going through is less, and it's not because it's gotten less. It's because you're present. You're in this moment with this amazing creature that just loves, just is giving you just unconditional love.
Oh, and is
How
your
else can you
thought
feel?
changed?
Huh?
Is your thought changed with that animal? Like you're no longer thinking about what the problem is, right? Like we're changing our thought
Right,
process too
exactly.
when we get present.
Yeah,
We're
they're all
like
just
right in that
shifts.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like number one about this. Let's get present. Be with me gets present. You know.
Right. I love Abraham Hicks. She's always, if you want to get in the flow, pet your cat
Mm-hmm.
or pet
Or
an
dog.
animal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if you want to get in, or a bird.
Yeah.
Not everybody has cats and dogs.
That's true.
They're
Or
only
snake.
living.
Or
Yeah,
snake.
they're only living in the present. They just that's all
Right.
they're doing is they're just they're and it's like they're almost beckoning to us all the time. Like, be with me. Come here. What are you doing? You're leaving.
Right.
You're coming back, and you're stressed. And you're running around. And why are you doing that? Just be with me.
Yeah,
And it's
right, yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go home now.
Right. Well, I love that. So, because I had written down a few things on that too, and so like we mentioned them, like you were talking about music, and one of the things was make a joy playlist. And Cindy this morning sent me Karen Drucker's song, and you know, love Karen.
Okay.
One of my other favorites is Amy Steinberg, and you know, when I play the music that gets me going,
Yes.
they are the things that I like think about, and then hearing that Jennifer was going to be here, I was like, oh, I haven't seen her since the concert.
So
you know?
exciting.
And that was another, you know, creation of joy. You know, that music, that because music does change the vibration,
It does.
your energy. It's I would. Speaking of Amy, she's in New York City today. She's doing a off-Broadway one-woman show tonight. But she was in Unity of, I know, I so would, if I could have, I would
Where
have.
are we in New York right now?
She'll be out in the East or the West Coast, so we'll go see her then. But she was the musical inspiration at Unity of New York City today. And so I was listening to that this morning, and man, like she, you know, her chants and the songs that she brings, she's just on fire, right? Like that, and you can tell that she's like creating that movement, you know, because when you walk into a place, you never know, right? So it's about, oh, is there that excitement? Is there that exuberation and
That
you know?
enthusiasm.
Yes, yes. So I love that, and that creates joy.
I love that our friend Linda Swanson does the
Oh,
singing
yes. Oh,
bowl.
Yes.
yeah. Those are so good.
I mean, that vibration to me also changes, shifts my energy
Yes.
and creates joy and peace and contentment. Oh, it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, and, you know, keeping on the vibration circuit there, drum circles.
Right.
My partner does drum circles, and that, especially with people who have never done it before, or maybe have only done it once, that frenetic energy that happens when they're like, ooh, I'm allowed to play.
I can be loud.
Yeah. And then, you know, a lot of time, especially with older adults, you know, they've lost a lot of that play.
Right.
You know, it's not part of their everyday, especially if they're in retirement or, you know, sometimes it's just very calm, which is fine, which is great. But I think everybody needs a shake-up once in a while, right? So watching that come to life is a joy-filled experience as well.
I know when I play drums, I embrace my inner child.
Yes.
Because there's something in there. I just want to bang on the drums all day, right?
Yeah.
Like that song. You know?
Well, I think it's the inner child who plays drums.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The inner child is the one that's playing.
My
drums.
adult too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just saying. It's a little
Wild
wild.
drum circle.
Yes, we do. I agree. We were talking about this yesterday about my perfect Sunday would be singing bowls, drums, a little sofa Sunday, some food, singing bowls, drums.
More food.
Yeah, more food. Like that would be the type of day I would love to have. You know, is that revival type of
Right.
feeling.
Sounds like a plan.
Right?
Well,
And
we
that's
are
what they were all saying. Was
planning a spa day. We talk about doing a spa day like that. We could just do at the end of a sofa Sunday.
right?
Yes.
Definitely.
If you're already here, I love this. I'm writing it down now.
Write it down.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, I love when the ideas and they get written down and then she'll tell me. Okay, so this is on our business plan. I'm like, cool. Right? We came up with that? Right on.
So good.
I'm always like, man, that's so amazing.
another thing that helps me grow joy, and I know you guys, all the grandmothers in the room, can agree with this.
Oh, rub it in.
Is sorry.
My grandchildren. Why don't I have grandchildren?
My grandchildren, they bring me so much joy. They just have joy, just all by themselves.
Yes.
They are just like little beings of joy, and they bring me so much joy. I have to give a shout out to my little 2-year-old Gavin this week. He just gave Grandma so much joy by he was running up on me and letting me tickle him, and he thought that was like the best thing in the whole wide world. And that brought me so much joy. Oh, my heart was full. I wanted to take him with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I think so too.
Oh, I love that about grandchildren, that you can take them with you and then give them back.
Yeah.
I like to fill them up with sugar and send them home.
Yes, I would like that experience. I would like that experience, my oldest son.
Yes. Jordan.
He doesn't watch this
He
show.
doesn't,
I can harass him on
That's all right. We're just gonna
Send it to him.
right. We're just gonna put it out there.
We're about to get engaged at Thanksgiving, so it's not far. I'm like, oh my God, we're moving toward me having grand. That's how I see it.
There you go. I don't care if you're happy or whatever, but I'm getting grandkids. Yeah. You know, it is true. Grandkids are, and Dakota and I just experienced that as well, and I'm so grateful that we were able to go there and spend time with our grandsons and have that experience, and spend time with my mom, being able to spend time with her granddaughter and her great grandchildren. So, you know, it really was just to have that experience. That is joy filled, you know.
I saw pictures of you in the pool, and
Yes.
you guys were so joy filled in the pool. There was only joy.
Yes,
Only joy.
yes. It was so much fun.
And so that you're using your power,
Right.
Right.
Right. Joy.
joyful experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a quote for us. This is in the Science of Mind textbook, which shout out to my friend Lisa from the Garden of Good who got me new stickers.
What?
So I put them on and it says love yourself and be brave and
Oh, I love
stay
that.
positive.
Yeah,
I have to get my new stickers. Oh, and then here's stickers. Here's Jennifer. She's back here on this.
Oh yes, we have it.
Our stickers.
We have ours.
All right, so this is on page 32.2. There is a power in the universe that honors our faith in it, capital I. There is a law in the universe which exacts the uttermost farthing. We all wish to feel that power behind everything is good, as well as creative, an eternal and changeless intelligence in which man or woman lives and moves and has his being. Intuitively, we sense that every person in their native state is some part or manifestation of this eternal principle, and that entire problem of limitation, evil, suffering, and uncertainty is not God ordained, but is the result of ignorance.
Amen, sister.
So there you go. This power in the universe that honors our faith in it. So it's our faith in this power that we're embracing to create that joy.
Yeah, to
Right.
not be ignorant of it.
Right.
We're ignorant of it, so we can. I try to check myself all the time because I can get swallowed up in being upset about something or worried about something or fearful about something, just like everybody else, because I'm also in a human experience. So I'm experiencing all the things. And for the moment, I'm ignorant when I do that. I have forgotten, obviously, who and whose I am. And I'm moving, not in the present moment. I'm moving from the outside in fear or whatever the deal is until something happens. Sometimes it's, if I go to the bathroom, like if I see myself in the mirror, that can be a trigger for me to go, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know your truth already. This is appearance from thinking. So stop. Why are we doing that? Why are we continuing to think this way? What's the alternative? Like what do I want to see happen? Okay, come from there. And what's my move now? What's my move now? And then I will move the way that the present moment tells me to move. That's a power in itself. All your power is in the present moment. Your power is not in future thinking and past thinking, or in all these stories that we like to tell ourselves.
Right.
There's no power there, other than keeping you from the thing you're actually trying to get to. So I love this this word that we're just, it's the result of ignorance,
Mhm.
the result of forgetfulness, right? So it's constantly keeping ourselves in check so that power is there. But we just, as soon as you're in check, you're back in the present moment. And now all you have to do is say, okay, then what's my move from here?
Dr. Bobby, who we all know and love,
Oh, we do know.
you know, she used to say when your thoughts are not in the present moment, or you're having negative thoughts, or you're not where you're supposed to be, go wash your hands and let the water rinse away.
Ah, I like
Really
that
nice.
act of that.
Yeah.
Getting present
Right,
and releasing.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
That is a good one. You know, it's like, and it's these rituals or
Mhm.
these little reminder things that cause us to keep coming back. You know, we've talked a lot about positive intelligence over the years here because both Michelle and I have been trained as positive intelligence coaches, and I think you've taken the courses too, right? And a lot of people have taken the courses. And positive intelligence talks about the neuroplasticity and changing ourselves from that, you know, fight or flight section of our brain to what we call sage. So this would be our saboteur section to what we call sage section. And it's a 10-second process, right? It's a 10-second process of physicality in the present moment, whether it is a physical touch, we'll talk about, or our breath, you know, or seeing something and focusing on it, not in a way to get the brain activated, but just focused attention, whatever it might be, will bring you out of that one part that is fear operated into the side that is love operated. It really is I mean, it's a whole book, it's a whole program, and it's 10 seconds. It's a simple process.
And it
Really
works.
is.
And it works, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a simple process. Dakota and I do a workshop when I speak that incorporates both drums and positive intelligence in that because of the ability to change the frequency in 10 seconds.
Right.
You know, that amount of touch, that amount of intention in something. So, you know, I really think that, you know, if I could give any, you know, sacred sage advice, it's about bringing yourself back into that present moment. Yeah, however that happens for you.
That's funny that you said that because earlier I heard the word simple, kept hearing the word simple, and I was trying to stay present, but I keep hearing simple, and I want to go simple what? Like, can I have the whole thing? Like, if you're going to give me something to say, can I have the whole thing? Because sometimes that will happen, you know, so I'll write it down, like, okay, and then I can try to get back in it. But simple, as soon as you said it, it came to me like, it is very simple.
It is.
It's very simple to get present. The hard part is remembering to do so.
Exactly.
You've got to remember to do so because we are so programmed, and that muscle is so much stronger right now. If you're finding yourself in worry, fear, and those are like your clues, not to spiritually bypass or ignore them at all. They're simply letting you know something is not right. Okay, that's fine, but we're not going to make moves from there. I'm not making any decisions from that place because that's not where my power is. That's not none of that's the reality. That we need to get back to the present moment so we can do these little things. 10 seconds. It's not a lot of time, and it's very simple. We just have to constantly remember. And then my understanding, and I feel like it's experienced too, it starts to become stronger.
Right.
And it starts to be the go-to.
Right.
Yeah,
Creating-
like Dakota said, it starts to create a stronger or another neural pathway. So your brain doesn't just naturally jump to the one that it's been doing. It goes, there's a choice. Maybe I'll go to this one. Maybe I'll try this one. So that's what you're doing is you're constantly making those neural pathways and you're retraining your brain to choose this way instead of that way. Not that you're not experiencing what you're experiencing, but where are you moving from?
Right.
It is very simple.
I like Facebook, they said, choose this or that. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. And I have an affirmation on my bathroom mirror where everybody puts their affirmations.
Yes, that's where all
That's
mine
the
are
best
as well.
place.
That's the best place. It says, the present is your point of power.
Yes.
you just answered it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In the present.
Right.
Embrace my
Mhm.
power to create
Right.
joyful experiences
Mhm.
each day. You have
Right.
to be present.
Right, exactly.
And that's where it is. It's just, you already are joyful. So creating the joyful experiences, you already are that joy. You
Mhm.
want to experience it, you just need to be present.
Right. I looked up, I have a quote from Ernest Holmes
Oh, I
too.
love Ernest.
I have to look on my phone though, so excuse me, my,
We'll-
my
we'll-
password.
we'll-
Don't
allow
worry,
you
I have
to
no
do
problem
that,
filling in.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves so you know the password. Yeah.
Is anybody feeling anything right now?
This is bringing up for me a conversation I recently had with someone where we were talking about getting stuck in the noise and sort of allowing myself to be overwhelmed with all the things that are happening around me.
Yeah.
And it was a channeler that I was talking to, and she said, if you remove despair as an option, like just despair is not an option. Okay, let's take that off the table entirely. So that gives you a lot better choices to decide where you're going to move forward from. And I actually wrote a little despair is not an option, and I have it on my desk because I forget, and so I can be habitual about feeling overwhelmed. And so when I start to feel that way, I'm usually sitting at my desk working, and I just see that out of the corner of my eye, and it's helping to build a new pathway.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's not even a choice anymore. Okay, what do I have to choose from?
Love it.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. Maria Schreiber, who I'm a huge fan of, she calls that rising above the noise. So there's so much noise going on right now. So how do we rise above it? So we're talking about some of the ways that you can rise above it with joy, and it could be some other positive attribute
Right.
as well.
One way is to not even allow yourself the opposite of that. Like, no, that's not an option right now.
Right.
There's not, even, not even going to entertain that. There's plenty of other ways I can deal with this situation, and that's not one of them. I love that.
And
It's actually a useful tool for a lot of emotions.
Right.
Not just-
Right.
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 There's not an option. I'm not doing that.
Right.
And when she was like, no, despair is just not an option. I'm like, how am I? But you know, you can fight the whole
Oh
way.
yeah, we will fight for our destruction.
Yes.
We certainly will. Yeah.
It's incredible.
I'm a big fan
Right.
of
But that's
doing
the
that.
side that's so
Yeah.
strong, so much stronger. That the other side, you don't even hear it. So even though it's fighting too, you're not hearing it.
And
It's
so
so
before
used
I'm
to it.
convinced, I have to be like, okay, well, let's just say despair is not an option. Okay, like let's just get that. And then what would I do? And
Right.
now it's being easier to not.
Right.
I love it.
Right. I love that too.
And I like, and yes, we can use that for many different emotions that we find ourselves as the go-to. Like, no, I'm not going to go to that one anymore. I love it.
So Ernest Holmes said, everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now.
Boundless. What a great word.
I love it.
That was the theme of Anton last year.
That's right.
The bound, because I have that bracelet that says boundless, right?
Boundless.
And the boundless joy.
Right.
Right. Which, so there is no, what's boundless mean, right? There is no limits. This is something that is without boundary. You can have continuous joy, you know, and experience that exuberance as much or as little as you decide. You are at choice.
Right.
That is, I'm still going back to the whole, like, despair is not an option. Despair is not one of mine, but overwhelm is. You know, overwhelm is definitely one of the things, or pity party is another one, you know, that I can get stuck in, you know. And so just to be able to say, okay, well, that's not an option, but joy is, you know, or, you know, going with our friend Abraham Hicks, right? What's the next feeling that you can take that's a little bit better, right? So if this negative feeling is a 10, can I go up to an 8?
Right.
Can I find something that's a 6? You know, because it's hard to say
Jump.
that I went from overwhelmed to perfectly done. You know, like it's, you know, that's not how my brain works. You know, I have to step it up.
Chew on the contrast. As
Yeah.
it ends.
Yeah, chew on the contrast.
Just outshine yesterday.
Just
do better than you did the last.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Love it. Right. Yeah,
And sometimes that's great because yesterday sucked, right?
You could definitely
So it's
see.
so it's easier.
Nailed it just by waking up.
Yeah, you're like, woohoo! I am yesterday. You know? I mean, so like if nothing else, you can say that, right? Like I'm gonna go to bed now, and then I'll wake up tomorrow outshining today. So
It's gonna be fine.
it's gonna be
It's
fun.
fine.
And you know what? That is not on my list, but seriously, there are so many things that we can do to change our thoughts that are physical because we haven't taken care of ourselves. Sleep, eat, exercise, get air, get
Breathe.
sunshine, breathe. You know,
You're fighting against all that.
right.
Yeah.
There are so many things that we forget to do. You know, I love that one on Facebook that says you're basically a houseplant with complicated emotions. You know, like, come on, get your water in, get your sunshine, you know, do the things that the body needs because it's going to, hello,
Right.
I need your attention.
At some point, it
Yeah.
will demand what it needs.
Yes, yes.
I'd rather not have the demands.
You know, so if you're
Right.
feeling that, if you're feeling that overwhelm or despair or anger or whatever, it's like, okay, that's not an option. And have I eaten?
Right.
You know,
Right.
do I need water?
Right.
You know,
Right.
could I, or sleep? You know, maybe a nap will make things different.
Yeah, definitely. There's oftentimes for me, if I'm having one of those moments where I'm not feeling joy, I'm not experiencing joy, self-care will
Right.
immediately. So I try it because I don't like that feeling. So I don't,
Right.
not that anybody does, but some people will wallow in it. And my first thought is to pull out of it as quickly as possible. At least I do that. I still will be in it for a period of time. I have to, suffer around, but I'm trying to figure out how do I move myself through it. And sometimes I need a nap. I'll let myself sleep, or I go and get myself something lovely for lunch or something. I try to get myself something that, even though sometimes it's pushing through gritted teeth, or it's pushing through not wanting to eat at all, knowing that I'm hungry, but I'm so depressed that I don't want to eat anything. But I push myself to make something for myself. And the first couple of bites, it starts to go away. Like, it starts to nourish my body, and then the whole thing starts to release. Or it could be like what you do is a bath.
Yes.
Oftentimes, just sitting in water will help with that.
I find water to be one of the most healing things to do. We were talking about this yesterday, the going to mineral baths, right?
Oh.
You know, there's different mineral bath places. The ocean, no matter how much it beats me up,
That
the
makes me
ocean.
very happy to see
Okay.
the earth
Yeah.
in front of an
Here,
ocean.
here in Arizona, we have lots of lovely lakes, you know, and rivers to go
We
to.
do too.
We do,
pools.
and pools. I can't enjoy any of these things currently, but you know that. But there, I had FOMO big time watching people in the pool yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm not
Right?
But you know, water is such a healing thing. Whether it's your bathtub or even a hot shower,
Yes.
or
Oftentimes I'll even get a hot shower
Yeah.
because it just
Makes
something
a
about
difference.
that.
yeah,
Just,
not just being in it, but consuming it.
Right.
Right? That's
Right.
another thing. Is like when you're dehydrated, there are so many things that you will. Well, one, you could overeat because you don't realize that you're
Right.
thirsty, not hungry.
Right.
You know, and then you cause all kinds of
Right.
other issues in your
Yes.
life. And you know, but that is generally a first thing. And I find that so funny because I don't remember growing up being told to drink water.
Oh, me.
Right? Like, make sure you get your water. Don't go outside without your water bottle. Like, this did not. But again, I come from the
But we
generation
didn't
that
have
drank out of the
hoses.
hose.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
We had hoses, so we always had water.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I know, you just walk in the yard.
You're just going in the yard.
Yeah.
Like, even as we're saying it, does everybody smell that right now?
Yes.
Does taste that?
I love that water.
Yeah. So, you know, but again, you know, like, just, it's simple things that we forget. Simple things that we forget.
This
Like,
is the word today.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Right.
It's
It really
simple
is.
to embrace my power to bring joyful experiences in each day. But
Right. You know what I find another way that I can do that, another way I can grow joy, is to celebrate every little victory. And because of the medical conditions that I've had, there's certain things I can't do. But if I can do it that day, I am so excited.
Absolutely. I'm
You
with
know,
you, girl.
I
Absolutely.
celebrate every single little victory. I climbed up that curb.
Yeah,
Yay!
that's right.
I'm gonna celebrate.
Right.
Right.
You know.
So I was walking across the room at bingo and with my walker and everything, and Jim, my friend who's 81, he's like, walking good, you know, like, and I'm like, that's right.
Celebrate it all.
Celebrate it all.
Celebrate it all. And don't wait for the big things. Like,
Right.
you know, we don't have to wait for our birthdays, although our birthdays are very well.
Yes, you know, well,
Celebrate.
yeah,
Well, you can celebrate just waking up.
Right.
yeah,
Mhm.
celebrate.
Love
Yeah,
it.
it's exactly.
Have that
I am
luxury.
just gonna wear this from now on.
I love it so
Just
much.
gonna wear my tiara.
I want to get one too. I'm gonna get one for
Yeah.
myself.
Well,
I
maybe you
love
could just wait till your birthday.
No. Oh, you're gonna get me one? I want a blue one.
You want a blue one? Okay, I'm glad you told me. I'll write that down. Let me get that written down
I'll
there.
send- I'll send you the link to
Okay, send me the link.
She has it all picked out.
Ah, so cute.
It's so
cute.
pretty though. I love
Ask
it.
for what you want.
I know.
Right, exactly.
And Jeannie
Exactly.
does it. I said I wanted. What did I want? Donuts or something.
Oh yeah,
And then it was like she was like, "Well, that's what you get for your birthday." And then
That's
I was
right.
Right.
and well, and we went like to Tempe or something in the middle of the
She
night
makes
and
it
voodoo
happen.
donuts. I was like, I'm gonna get you real donuts, like the donut. Yeah.
Well, you just grew your joy by talking about that crown.
Yes.
You just
Yes.
so much
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You saw me lined up right there.
Yeah,
I know. I opened that up. Have you ever gotten something like that for somebody? And it's like maybe a little cheap. I just thought it was going to be like that.
Yeah, and it
And
comes
the
in.
kind, you know, that's good for one day,
Right.
and whatever.
Mhm.
No, that's metal.
No, it comes
And it
in
was
like
earring.
a
Like, I was like,
beautiful like box with all the
Oh, pretty
like,
paper.
stuff. Oh yeah, let me show them the earrings that. I
the
mean,
earrings are fabulous.
the
And they're,
earrings
like,
are
real. They're not
the earrings are
costly.
fabulous that go with
Wow.
them. Yeah.
So I was like, oh my goodness, I need one of these. I don't know what I'll wear, but
Did
I
you
need
match
one.
them to the crown?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And my birthday sash.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you have to pin it in there, but
Yeah, you have to
Yes,
pin
it
it in.
is.
And we learned I'm a little too boisterous, so I had to
she
keep my
flipped it.
I flipped it off. Yeah, it was true.
And it went, whoa.
So I have to learn to keep my head.
She has to-
I have to keep my head on.
Just relax. Yeah.
Keep
No,
my head
it's fabulous.
straight.
So I think you should wear that all the time.
That's right.
I think you guys should wear crowns
I
on
think
the
so.
Yeah.
I think we should
There we
wear
go.
that. So fun.
That might be a new so
So
great.
girls like, oh, that's it. Yeah, I did
At
that.
home. I remember.
I'm sorry to God. I'm sorry.
I was in years and years and years ago. I was in a beauty pageant thing, and I had bought this dress, and the dress was a little bit more money than at the time I had and stuff. And so I wore it for the pageant, and then after that, I just wore it around the house sometimes because it was like,
Oh.
when else am I gonna have the chance to wear
I
it?
know, that's when you have something
Yeah,
beautiful like
it's not,
that.
it's not like now where you can go on Amazon and while you're sitting around,
Right.
looking,
It's like,
oh, I'll get the pink one. Yeah, it's not. It wasn't like one of those. It was
Right.
one of these,
The real deal.
yeah, draping and jewel type
Right.
of thing. Yeah.
So
So yeah, it was just I'm gonna wear this everywhere. Vacuuming.
Oh my God.
And it brought you joy,
It
right?
absolutely brought me joy. You know what? Color brings me joy.
Me too.
That is something that
That is
I
huge, for sure.
I can say is
Yeah,
that
it's bright.
Mm-hmm.
Bubbly.
yes, it's something that I just am attracted to. Like when I see, we'll be watching something or whatever. It was funny. We watch like a lot of RV type of things, right? And we're watching this one, and I go, oh, I love that color. And there were two things. It was like YouTube, right? And there's two things, and the first one is gray, and the other one is this like electric blue. And Dakota goes, the gray one. I'm like, yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I just want to say, I have a friend who loves color, and there is not a white inch of space on her walls. Everything is colored. And I always say to her, your house looks like a Skittles explosion.
If Dakota didn't live with me, mine would too. Dakota keeps the
She holds it to
grounding.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down, little bit.
keep the grounding there, yeah, because I'm a color explosion.
Have you guys ever seen the movie P.S. I Love You?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay. In the movie, he says about the woman that he met, I had never seen so many colors on one person. And I don't know what the intention behind that statement was, but in my thought, I was like, what a great compliment. I hope somebody says that to me. And I feel like you like are living that. Like you're just whatever colors make you happy, they're just on you, and it's spectacular.
Yeah, and I wasn't always like this. That wasn't always how I expressed. And again, from 2020, I took so many lessons from that time period that had created a very different person than who I was prior. I had a lot more rules to how life should be led prior to 2020. And then that just got all thrown out the door, because we weren't allowed to leave. So now I had to have my experience alone, Dakota, but we had to have our experiences in a very contained, isolated thing. And what had happened for me is I started buying glasses, the $5 jewelry, colorful outfits, because I was doing church online. And I was noticing, even being on Zoom things and stuff, it was boring. People were boring. They are boring, And I started experimenting. I think that's when I started doing like the 50s pinup hair and stuff like that as my hair was growing out. And, those type of things. I painted my room deep blue and had this was my meditation room and all these, it was just a wonderful experience in that. And then because we couldn't travel, because this is all money I would have spent traveling. Okay. I know saving would have been a thing. But
I didn't do that.
Who does that?
It's okay.
And I spent it going online and looking for places to deliver us food from other places. So we were getting Rosh Hashanah meals from Katz Deli in New York City. I ordered beignets from New Orleans. I mean, we were doing.
We were bringing the experience to us.
To us, yeah. Because I couldn't get out, so I was bringing it to us. And
Amazon was my best friend.
Yeah.
During that time.
Costco had this Wagyu beef and lobster tail at the time that was amazing. And so I think we did that a couple of times. It was expensive. I mean, it was like going out for a good meal, right? But it was so worth it. Yeah. So experience brings me joy.
Yeah.
And I worked, because I was very depressed. I don't know about you guys, but I was very depressed not being able to get out. I know introverts were like, woohoo! I was not. And you were depressed too. Yeah, there were a lot of people that felt free by not having to deal with other people. I was not one of them. I missed it.
As a nice to isolate.
Yeah, I really missed that connection.
Me too.
And connection is a part of joy for me. Right.
Right.
Making
It
that.
is.
Well, we're not here by ourselves for a reason. We're supposed to be with each other.
And that's not just people I know. I'm like that in the grocery store, or if I stop for some, in the doctor's office or whatever. I want to be seen. Believe it or not, I know because I make myself so invisible. I want to be seen, and I want others to know they're seen. Like that is something that I feel is important for human beings to say, "Oh, I exist," and somebody noticed.
Right.
Yeah.
I was seen, heard, and loved.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anybody have any sharings today? We've had a few already, but anything else? You all know how to go and create joy experiences for joy.
Well, I'm gonna.
I listened to somebody delivering a message one Sunday, and she said if you are feeling like you're missing an experience, be the reason somebody else has that experience. And I think kind of the example that came to mind just now was you giving her the tiara,
Mhm.
like that created joy in her. I'm guessing it probably also gave you
Yes.
joy.
Well, I
see
couldn't,
her.
I was so excited.
So
Right.
joyful, right?
Yeah, I
Right.
love that.
Well, and I want to say, like, Jennifer came to my car that always needs emptying, and it gave me joy to give to her, her choir, Phoenix College Choir, is going to Carnegie Hall.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
So they're having a couple of rummage sales and everything, so it gave me joy to give her stuff to put in the rummage sales so she could go to Carnegie Hall.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And we are so appreciative of that. And thanks for the plug, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right, and you still can support.
Yes.
Yes.
Choirs of Phoenix College.
Right.
I love it. It's interesting that you say that because the opposite is true also with people that are kind of pushing your buttons or they're making your, they're,
Mhm.
if you cannot get triggered, you can feel, or you, you cannot react from being triggered. But if you are triggered, you can say to yourself, what am I feeling right now? That's what they're actually feeling. That's what they're creating an experience for us to feel what they're feeling. And sometimes, most of the time, we don't even recognize that. We're just triggered now, we're this way or whatever. But actually, it's like, especially children will create things so that you can experience what they're experiencing. Here's what's actually going on. If you can just not fall into that trap, instead go, oh, is this what you're feeling? Let me help you move through that. So I can see, so the opposite of that is, I want to experience more joy in my life. Let me go look around at where I can do it, because the law of reciprocity is not receive and then give, it's give and receive. And so, and it comes back multiplied always. So I love that reminder to, if you're not feeling it right now, go and be that for somebody else. You will automatically get it in return anyway, but you're putting out what's going to come back to you.
Right.
I love that.
I'm gonna switch around, Gabby. Be the joy you want to see in the world.
There you go.
Yes.
See the joy you want to see in the world. So, and we've been talking about joy, and Lara Brzezinski, who is New Thought Media Network,
Yep.
that is her, that she calls herself a joy activator.
Oh,
Right, that's the
Right.
thing. She gives out little yellow joys when we're in
Right.
the
That's
conference
right.
at Anton. Yeah. So there are so many people that have clicked on to that particular word and experience that want to bring that to others. So if you find yourself lacking, Google that.
Love it.
So I'm just going to give my quick little things of what I came up with on how to help us create joy in our life.
Love it.
So gratitude, obviously, when we're grateful for what we have, that creates joy. Savoring the small stuff,
Like celebrating every victory.
yes, like enjoy your cup of coffee, slow down, smell the roses,
Chew your food.
chew your food, yeah. And that's good for more than
Chew
one
your
reason.
food,
Chew your
yes,
food, so you don't choke.
Right.
Connect intentionally, we
Right.
talked about that. And make a joy playlist, we talked about that. Create something simple creatively, because creativity feeds joy.
Right. A lot of us
Right.
have forgotten to be creative.
I'm telling you, that is such a big deal.
We
Such
are
a
a
big
creative being. You are
Yes.
a creative being. You have
Yes.
created something, and it doesn't have to be art. It could be anything.
deal. Anything.
A beautiful dish of food. It could be you've written something, or what. It doesn't have to be anything at all. Just make it something creative.
Exactly.
I love to decorate my house.
Mm-hmm.
So I decorate for the different seasons. So now
Yes,
there's
love it.
like summer,
Mhm.
and I love to do that. That brings me so much
Yeah, it feels good.
joy. And I have a white birdhouse, and I have the sign language signs for peace and love on either side. So I have peace and love in the White House.
Oh.
That's
There
what-
you go. There you go. I love that.
That's my summer decor that I have turned into an affirmation.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good weapon for you.
So I work for Maricopa Community Colleges, and they have a new wellness program. And one of the aspects of the wellness program is psychological.
Mhm.
And they have a thing called Shout Out, which is new. And you give a shout out to anybody that's registered in this program. And it could be anything from, you've been a wonderful person. So it recognizes something for somebody else. And I find that gives me joy to not only give it, but to receive it.
Yes.
I got one the other day that totally like lit my fire. I didn't
Aw.
really understand that this person even recognized that.
What'd they say?
Um, I can't give you the exact verbiage
That's
because I
okay.
don't remember, but for being an exemplary, in my brain, having an exemplary work ethic.
And I know that you do work
Yeah.
very hard there.
Right.
You do give all that you can give, and it is, wow, that one's still
But
really
it
good.
really brought joy to me, and I had given
Aw.
other people ones too, and it brought me joy to me to give them to other people.
Yes.
Because you don't just automatically walk up and say, wow, you were great at that, because it's kind of awkward, but if you
Yeah.
can do it in that kind of, even though it's not anonymous, if you can do
Very
it in that
smart.
kind of- well, and then you can tell the world at the same time, because it's open and anybody can look at it that's on this system. So it's pretty
Aw,
cool, it's
that's
brand
so
new,
nice.
it's only
I
had for
love
6
that.
months.
That is cool.
Did you give them that feedback? How important that?
Yeah,
Well,
well, I haven't
that
seen it. I haven't
piece is
seen it. It was the
really-
same lady that has the Skittles house.
Because, I mean, you were seen.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
seen, you know, and that's what feels so good. Is
does.
that someone saw you and recognized your value.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because
Right.
even though I know it, I don't know that anybody else
Right.
knows it.
Right.
And so now it's nice to know that somebody else knows
They
it.
are
Right.
seeing it,
Mhm.
right? That's wonderful, man.
Yeah, it's, culturally, like, we'll send a steak back in a New York minute, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people are just, predisposed to the complaining aspect of life. And the truth is that it takes no money, no time, no effort to acknowledge somebody
Right.
else. It's like,
Mhm.
one of the things I like to do is go through my day, and if I run into somebody in a customer service
Right.
situation,
Mhm.
they're obviously having a bad day,
Right.
I'm gonna turn it around.
Right.
I'm gonna appreciate them.
Mhm.
And making, like, not only do you, if you feel good, they feel good, but it also reinforces that behavior,
Right.
so you get more of it.
Right.
And I think that's so important because even if they're being a jerk to you,
Mhm.
like I still in my mind I will say to myself, well, I'm still glad they're here doing this job
Mhm.
because I needed whatever reason I'm here. I
And you
need
can
this
tell them
person
anyway,
to do
they're
the
not
job.
being
Mhm.
And I still say thank you so much for being here today.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Their behavior is none of my business, but mine is.
I try to find common ground,
Yeah.
with them. Like one time Tristan and I went to a game store, and I'm not a game store person, but Tristan is, so he knows what's going on. But the guy was just like basically ignoring us, and we needed help. So I was like, "Hi," and I noticed he had music on, and I said, "Oh, I like the music." He goes, "Yeah, I'm a karaoke person." I go, "Oh, really? I sing karaoke." I said, "What do you sing?" And he goes, Phantom of the Opera. And then we had theater in common. And that was the most joyful experience after that. But it just to connect, and that's that connection.
Right.
Just to find some common ground. Like, where can we meet?
Yeah.
I can meet you here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
I just wanted to say some things that came up or that came to my mind was touching on the water thing and something that you can do to like regulate yourself or feel centered or in the moment is called the diver's reflex, and you splash like cold water on your face or on your body, take a cold shower. And what it does is it stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest, digest, I'm okay, I'm safe. And so that's something that can like bring you into the moment and just
Oh, I love that.
help you feel regulated.
Yeah.
And then the other thing where you were talking about like celebrating wins, and it's like even just the smallest things, like even if you can't shower today, like I used a baby wipe to wipe my armpits and
Right.
like, I brushed my teeth,
Right.
like even just the simplest things.
Right.
That's like because you might go, no, I didn't shower today, but it's like, well, at least I washed my
Right.
face,
Mhm.
right?
Some days it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
is.
Yeah.
It
Right.
is,
So.
but you're right. Just like acknowledge
Yeah.
whatever you did. It doesn't have to be the whole big thing.
Right.
It doesn't have to be the whole shower. So what? I brushed my teeth. Good job. Hey
Right.
man, you're doing
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I love
Right.
that. And thank you for the. Is it the same with I see the bowls with the iced water. Is it the same putting your face in the ice
People
water?
do that for like circulation reasons, and that's also good for your skin.
So I don't have to do the
but-
2 minutes of that to get
No,
this.
no,
I
no,
have
no.
to splash the water.
Basically what happens is you go, and it stimulates your vagus nerve, which is
Right.
The biggest nerve.
yeah,
in your
yeah,
body,
which
yeah.
is responsible for stimulating your
Oh, I
Oh, I love that. And I
am
did
doing
not know
That's
that.
good.
I will
Thank
be
you.
too.
I didn't know that either.
Because I have a lot of friends that are recommending the cold plunge kind of
I
relaxation.
I love that too.
No, it's not for me.
I could do it.
But I like the splashing on the face.
Yeah, no thanks.
Right,
Yes,
just the face,
yes,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't wanna do, I mean, I go in how long
Yeah.
I want to go in, and
In and
sometimes
out, you
you
walk
can't.
in, walk out.
Yes, I've done that, like, you can do that, and it does a lot
Yeah.
just on its own, but I, sometimes it depends on the actual temperature, but like, I can only get half down, half in there, and I can't get, like, my body's like, no, I'm not doing it, and I have to go, it's okay, I mean, I need
It's
this
okay.
guy, it's
You
fine.
celebrate that you
Sometimes
did it.
that's have to be enough, and then
Right.
sometimes it's weird, like, I'll just keep going, I'm like, oh, okay, we're
Right.
gonna do the whole
We're
thing,
gonna do
like,
it, yeah.
I don't know, but some random stuff, but yeah.
Well, we hope you have learned so much today. Because I know I have. I've got all these things. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, this is so
It's
fun, Cindy.
amazing.
What a great
Thank
topic.
you.
I mean, we talk about joy all month, so it's funny, like, there's always so much more.
Right.
Because the combination in the room's different.
Right.
Right.
So
There's always so much more.
always so much
Thank
more.
goodness, because I'd hate to run out of talk.
Oh, that's never gonna happen. We're always gonna be up here blabbing about something. But remember, keep it simple in the area of creating experiences for joy. It's just simple, but it's never reminding yourself to do it.
Right.
All right, so I think Reverend Cindy was gonna put
Yes,
us
I'm
out
gonna
this
say it's
way.
out.
Woo-hoo.
So just hearing the harmony of that vibration, that sound, let it center you with a deep breath. And you just end today's sofa with gratitude for joy, with gratitude for every being that is in this room, every being that is online or watches this in the future. We are just so grateful and so joy-filled to share this word with the world. So I know for a fact that we are reminded of joy every day, that there is little reminders of joy, and that we embrace that joy, we create that joy, we grow that joy in our hearts, and in our minds, and in our souls. So for every bit of this, for every bit of joy, I am so grateful. I'm grateful for another year of my friend Reverend Judy's life. I am grateful for this day. And I release my word into that wall that only says yes. Yes, my darling, yes. And I let it be, and let it know, and let it grow. And together we sing.
And so it is.
Lovely.
Thank you.
How can we support you?
Well, thanks for asking.
It's simple. It's simple, really.
Simple. Don't forget. So here's your reminder. You can support us right now. Like and subscribe. Right now. We'll wait. Okay. So that is one way you can do it. You can also go on our Facebook page and go to our Facebook group, Sofa Sundays, and become a member. You'll see a lot of things that we talk about there. Information on other things that are available for
We
you.
have 2 workshops coming up.
We do have
So you
2
wanna pay
workshops
attention to that
coming
page.
up. Yes. That is, yeah. And there's so many things that are available if you become a Spiritual Church Club member. And that partner. Dang, I almost had it.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
I was good. So that is $45 a month or $75 for a couple. $45 a month for an individual, $75 for a couple or family. And that helps to create what you see before you and to help us bring the message from the sofa to the world. And you get these great mugs.
Get your own Sofa Sundays mug. Yes, you would.
And a little charm of a sofa.
Yeah.
And
You go take our workshops and our
Yes.
classes and anything that we provide, you get that for free. So like our big concert, all of our partners got their tickets for free.
yes, so
Supporting
amazing
this
there.
community who supports us.
And then one more thing we're gonna go to lunch after this to celebrate.
For her birthday.
And so if you're interested, I chose enchiladas. And so we're going to be there in a few minutes. So if you're watching and you're in Phoenix, just get your butt over there.
Hurry up.
All right. Yeah. Let's see who's online. Amy, Krista.
Oh,
yeah.
come on. You got to go over there.
Get your butts over there.
Yeah.
All righty. That's all I have.
Wonderful.
Well, actually, I have one more thing.
Yes.
Next week, you won't be here.
Sorry.
I know. And I will have newly minted religious science practitioner Sue Powell, who is also a labyrinth facilitator. This is how I know Sue. And so she is my guest next week, and I'm so excited for that and to celebrate her becoming a practitioner.
So
Yes.
they just finished.
They
their-
just finished
their test
We're going to the
yesterday.
graduation.
Right, we're going to graduation.
I will be in New Mexico.
I'll represent us. then.
Yes, you
Okay,
represent
we'll be
us.
there.
I will be there.
I'll be there.
Mhm.
Nice. Wonderful.
So, yeah.
What is the date of the graduation?
July 12th
And what church is it?
in New Vision
Vision.
Center.
Mhm.
They actually honored 7 new practitioners
Right.
today.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's Sue's one
Right.
of them.
Mhm.
Yes, and yeah.
Sue and Paula. our
And
friend-
Paula,
our friend
yeah.
Paula.
Yeah.
Neither of those was up there this week.
Well, it's going to be wonderful, and I'm
Right.
excited to get to have her.
Yes.
Sue's great.
Yes,
Sue's
she
wonderful.
really is, and yeah, I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we love you all. Thanks for being with us. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week on the sofa. Be in person if you're local, please, or we'll see you online.
All right. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.